Their backcourt is very young. Sophomore starting point guard. And up at the top, Clint Carlson. He has improved that area of his game heading into this season.
Loss for a young Carolina team.
It was October 23rd when he broke his hand. Coaches want him back for the Phil Knight Invitational.
Let's be cautious with this kid, and that's what Carolina's doing.
And so on the floor, Theo Pinson is tasked with the leadership duties.
Only played 13 minutes last year, saddled with fouls.
Nice turn, and that is Garrison Brooks.
National championships, 4th in the number of Final Fours behind Wooden, Coach K, and Dean Smith. And how about this, Kevin? 8 times.
An opponent, and to always be ready. Last year was last year. This is the start of something new. Guys?
Well, and especially not this Northern Iowa. Tara mentioned Sean May. It's a beneficiary of many Ray Felton passes. Jalik Felton, his nephew, on the floor. Nice bucket inside.
To May. I'll tell you, you throw the bounce pass to the post, he has a little more time, Kevin, to react to it. Conference tournament. And Kevin, we're seeing one of the other young big kids, Sterling Manley from Ohio, number 21 for Carolina.
Huffman as well. There are 3 freshman forwards that, regardless of whether they're ready or not.
A lot of suspensions in that one right there for UCLA, Ball, Riley, and Hill. Akoji and Todrick Jackson for Georgia Tech.
One side, and now forces the turnover.
Well, that's what Carolina wants to do defensively. Pressure, as we see Sterling Manley with the putback. Till this evening's announcement with Barrett had Carolina with the #1 recruiting class in the nation. That's where they felt it the most.
Hard on every play, and that only comes with time and game experience, guys.
Good backdoor cut. Taiwan Pickford, the freshman, and their conditioning tests.
No question. Theo Pinson's going to hear it from Coach Williams on that one. Lost vision of his man. Had his eyes on the ball, but see ball and man defensively as Luke May with another basket on the interior. Roy said the other day somewhat flippantly that if you took each of the elements from these 4 freshmen that we have on the interior, and here he is starting in game 1 for the Tar Heels.
All the way from Lafayette, Alabama. And there he is. Brooks. Turnover. Here comes North Carolina. Williams calling for it after the turnover. On this side, it's Felton.
I need a timeout here. I'm sorry, Kevin. Pull down those young kids for the Blue Devils.
Cook back into the game, and with the shot clock expiring, off the window. Theo Pinson may even bring up the ball a bit. Brandon Robinson gets some extra reps also. Now Isaiah Brown, he's been gunning for that triple, and he finally hits one.
Guy we just saw on the sideline, Ben Jacobson, he has done a marvelous job, in which is now his 12th season at Northern Iowa. Then that's 2027.
It's a 25-year plan. Showed up in 2001. Haldeman, you talked about his three-point prowess, so this is going to help you and I stay in this game. There's the box out. Ted Friedman into the game for the first time. Brown again. And it's an 11-2 run for Northern Iowa. 33%. And have 7 in the first half. That's about the spot he hit in Memphis last season. And now North Carolina runs. Spin move in the lane for Felton.
Dexterity. But this is a great opportunity to develop your bench with Carolina and Roy Williams. And this kid right here has been on fire.
That element of his game to become a matchup problem. Shoot some shots from beyond the arc this
Well,
year.
what I liked about Luke May on the possession is he hits his own 3 on the offensive end.
Inside, good feed from Felton. And he set his teammate up there nicely, Garrison Brooks. And the southpaw. North Carolina, the top team in the country in terms of offensive rebounds per game. Nice up and under that time for Cook. I'm Kevin Fitzgerald, and Dino, this is a special day, but you coached at Army and you coached men that have served our country. Kenny Williams gets his man way up in the air and he finishes at the rim.
Style, and Ben Jacobson has done a marvelous job with it.
His team won 31 games a couple seasons ago. You highlighted this earlier in the show. How often do you get the top two teams in the country clashing this early in the season?
5 days into the season. And what a nice drop off by Theo Pinson. Wonderful penetration. And I'll tell you what, this young guy right here, when he gets 100%, he's not there yet. Really has. We saw the steal right before the half, the last defensive possession for Carolina, and great hands again right there. Man, can that cat shoot.
They have struggled to shoot.
And Spencer Haldeman on the Missouri Valley all-freshman team last year.
Redshirt sophomore from Iowa, Kenny Williams. UNC up big in the opener. This is Bennett Cook. Nice twist.
You know what? He has a wonderful game down on the low post. In other words, he's not going to jump over you, but if he gets his shoulders by you, he's going to score inside.
Oh, he's going to be an 1,000-point scorer at the end of this season.
Because he is right now a defensive presence with his shot blocking.
There's Luke May on the fadeaway. Career high 22. In Memphis, remember he was at his 8 a.m. class the next day. He got back in time for that. There's Huffman again.
Led the ACC in passing yards that year with over 1,400 yards. So pretty athletic family right there. Carolina right now, like big lead. Guys are moving the ball, passing the ball, looking for their teammates. And you get a great shot. They don't throw it inside. So I think they're going to play the same way. Wonderful high-low pass right there.
There's Luke May going to work again on Carlson.
He's based on certain relationships and certain values. I think the UCLA 3, those freshmen, abandoned the core values.
80 points for North Carolina. Brown gets the roll. That's Isaiah Brown, sophomore from Flower Mound, Texas. You coached against that team. They were riddled with injuries.
They really were. They had a lot of injuries. We were fortunate to beat them in Chapel Hill. About this team right here, we got to remember, young guys, young big guys. We're seeing another young big guy.
In terms of the height differential. There's Manley doing some work down on the block.
17 NCAA tournament championships, 64 Final Fours, and then you go more contemporary as we see the 3 again from Haldeman.
Paul Biancardi all over that. And now Duke leapfrogging UNC as the top 2018 class.
The big win today. They put 107 points on the board. I think this is Mick Cronin's best team, Kevin. Here's why. They always defend. They always rebound. They'll do it again this year.
Hey, North Carolina, the defending national champs, start 1-0. Plenty of new faces, Dino. We saw some perform tonight.